Go home, lock your door, do your homework, watch Naruto.
Hey everyone, it's time to eat the magic. We are in Las Vegas, and we are going to go check out the Zach Bagan's Haunted Museum. Ooh, spookiness.
As seen on the hit internet show Red Letter Media.
Yes, they have referenced it a couple times. This should be a thing. We're kind of like one of the earliest groups here. I didn't realize that like we'd be part of the first people, but you know, whatever. It'll be cool to check it out, I guess. See what kind of weird stuff is in there. And they did the whole, oh, you gotta sign this waiver before you come in because it's so spooky. So I'm sure it's great. We're here. We got our thematic cars. We got our thematic music. We're gonna have some good time. Our entrance is right here. So it should be a pretty crazy experience. So let's go check it out and go on this wild tour.
We'll never fully understand. We want answers. So tonight on Halloween, for the first time in nearly a decade, we're broadcasting live from my museum in Las Vegas, a building that is truly haunted.
I've been scratched. I have the ugly feeling. Had my hair pulled.
Wonderful. We sell a general admission ticket for $48 and an RIP ticket for $81. Both will get you a 2-hour tour. And an RIP ticket will have a few extra rooms and activity in here and our signature haunted t-shirt. Now the upgrade from general admission to RIP is $33 per person. T-shirt start at $30. 20 million spike. Ow! I had some, but we figured it out. So to use the restroom if you're checked in.
What was she finding out before she died? What the? Go here.
Ghosts, spirits, and cursed objects. By entering, I agree that management. Will not be liable for any. Actions by these unseen forces.
Okay, so we made it back in one piece. We didn't get eaten by the ghosts or the goblins or anything like that.
Or the demons.
Overall, it's kind of an interesting
Or
experience. We couldn't really get to shoot much because once you kind of get past a certain point, there's no more cameras,
no recording.
Like that, so.
Also, we didn't see everything because that's an additional $33 to upgrade your ticket.
Yeah, they have two passes. You have the standard pass and the RIP pass, which allows
Spooky.
you to go into a couple extra rooms.
The basement.
Which our party wanted to go into.
And you crawl through a tunnel.
Crawl through a tunnel. You get to go close to one of the what's it called, Satan's chair or whatever?
Satan's rocking chair.
Yeah.
Or the devil's rocking chair. The devil's rocking chair.
Which, that whole display and everything is a little too creepy even for me.
Yes,
and I don't think I'd want
creepy.
to get close to that one. But they still allowed you to kind of go through a lot of stuff. You got to see the legendary divot box.
As made famous by the Haunted Museum and Zach Baggins and Mike Stoklasa on Red Letter Media for 10 minutes.
The way it generally works is once they get everyone together, you get your tour guide, you go to room. They'll generally explain stuff. Sometimes there's a video with Zach Baggins
talking,
and it's like almost like a clip from a show. In fact,
it's almost certainly a clip from a show. Also at after you get your tour guide, the first room that you go in, there's a Zach Baggins Zoltar machine.
Yes, it's one of those, like old fortune teller robot machines.
And he actually gives you a fortune. Unfortunately, none of us got it because someone was willing to give money to Zach Baggins.
It's $1 to use the machine because it's still like one of those machines.
Yeah.
And then at the end you get a little card. So the person who did that got their own little fortune card or whatever, which now I want to do that specifically to get the fortune card.
Because we want to see what the fortune card says.
Yeah.
I hope it's something silly.
And then as you go through, you start seeing some of he has a crazy collection.
It is weird and kind of cool.
Yeah,
in places.
it's the thing that you can do if you have too much spare money, for sure.
Yes.
But it's everything from like one of Jesse James's guns to clothing worn by various dead celebrities
to props from various movies and things owned by serial killers.
Yeah. So honestly, whether or not you believe in ghosts or anything like that, it's still kind of cool just to see the craziness of this collection and all the weird stuff he has.
There's a lot of weird stuff he has.
I will say there are a few rooms that definitely were a little bit more creepy than other rooms.
Yes.
And so, I'm a bit of a skeptic, but I can even say that there was still some creepiness going on in that house. In certain rooms, not the entire house.
No, not the entire house.
The house is super haunted thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is, Zach. I'm sure.
Definitely haunted.
But one of the things I guess I don't particularly like is that he had music playing in the thing, so sometimes it's kind of hard to keep a straight face sometimes.
There was
looking at all this serial killer stuff, but you have this is the serial killer music playing in the background, and I'm like,
and when you're just in the lobby and walking around the hallways, it sounds like you're in the haunted mansion.
Yeah, it does a.
It makes it honestly kind of funny.
The cheesiness of it is fun, but it kind of the
but it negates factor, the horror.
Yeah, the horror would be upped a bit more if it was just pure quiet. Because then when you heard a creaking sound or something like that, then your brain starts going wait, what was that? Was that a ghost? Was that?
What was that?
Floorboards. Okay, it's just floorboards. Okay, we're good. Your brain would start doing that. And there was a few people getting a lot more nervous than either of us.
Mm-hmm.
Few people got legitimately scared by a few things, and again, a lot of it's going to come down to your level of tolerance.
Yeah. How you view spooky knickknacks. Mm-hmm. A lot of spooky dolls.
A lot of spooky dolls, yes, and clowns. Ugh. I'm not a huge clown fan myself,
and I'm not a huge doll fan.
Yeah. But again, as I was saying afterwards, I said, I feel like you could take any porcelain doll and say this is actually a haunted doll.
You could do the same thing with most clowns.
And put it into a low-lit room, and everyone's going to be freaked out by that thing.
You could also say this clown is a serial killer that wasn't John Wayne Gacy, and most people would also believe you.
Well, clowns in and of themselves are pretty freaky. Overall, though, I thought they were going to go a lot further in terms of I guess you'd call it goofiness. I was expecting people to pop out of the shadows in certain rooms. None of that gimmicky stuff.
We were expecting full, not scary farm style maze.
Mm-hmm.
We were pleasantly surprised that it's more of a museum than
we expected
it to be. But there was still a dark ride segment with a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, there's basically essentially if there was a horror nights type maze that's just clown themed with glaring lights.
It was that hallway, and it was really loud and annoying.
Yelling noises.
Not scary, annoying.
Yeah, very annoying. The two of us were right by one of the speakers when the scream happened, and that hurt.
Yes.
That was really painful. My ear, you're still kind of, it doesn't feel great just thinking about it. My ear kind of hurts. And that, I guess, was just giving in to wanting to a creepy clown hallway. And
creepy clown hallway.
Can I get back to seeing the movie memorabilia, please?
Oh, I mean, we did eventually.
And there's some cool stuff there.
There is.
That I didn't expect to see there. He has a few of the authentic props from the Ghostbusters movies.
He has Jason's mask from 6 through 9.
Which is also awesome, which I didn't realize they had the same mask for all 3 movies. I understand it looks the same. My point is that I figured they were just and cut. Tosses mask in trash and just walks off. So some of those things that were really awesome to see. Some of the serial killer props are, a shovel's kind of a shovel. I'm no offense to anyone who got freaked out by Ed Gein's shovel, but a shovel's kind of a shovel. I had one look just like that when I was.
And he also used it to murder people.
Yeah, obviously. Don't go digging around in the ground too much around Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah.
But so stuff like that just doesn't do as much for me. Versus, obviously, the paintings he had that were from John Wayne Gacy are really creepy looking.
Creepy.
Ugh.
And
some of the memorabilia he had of Charles Manson. It's also I'm not. Can we go now? Can we go to a different room? So things like that were really cool to see. There's some weirder stuff like Jack Kevorkian's truck. For those unfamiliar with
Jack Kevorkian,
he was a controversial doctor who helped.
Develop
a machine with assisted suicide machine.
He was the first person to do it. He was brought on murder trial for it. I don't remember if he was convicted or not. They explained the story.
He was convicted.
It's just one of the weirder things that I didn't expect to see there.
Yeah, that's
and
not
it's
something
in one of the
you
rooms.
expect.
It's not
yeah,
like
no, the full van is just in one of the rooms.
And it's just like that.
You don't expect to see something like that when you go to the haunted museum.
Yeah, but I'm glad it was that rather than being too silly and over the top, which is more of what my fear was going in. The video clips are still shot in that Ghost Adventure style.
Are just from Ghost Adventures,
which is just garish.
With Zach Baggins talking like this, because this is how he talks.
It's his
Zach
museum.
Baggins.
He's allowed to do that.
True.
One thing I will say that was also a surprise is that the tickets were mostly sold out for the day.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And I want to point out that we're shooting this not too long after Christmas. And
yeah,
I understand if this was October. Right? Had I come over for your birthday or something?
Yeah. If this was October or hell, even July, and they're just bored like college students.
Yeah,
I believe it. I believe it'd be sold out.
But the fact that it was sold out at the end of December,
like the end of December, a little bit after Christmas, it was completely sold out. We got the first time zone that would fit 3 of us.
Mm-hmm. So we had a trio coming in.
Because we had a trio, and yeah, and it wasn't just like us and 2 other people. It was a full group of like 15.
Yeah, we had a pretty large group. And so my thing is this, if you have any interest, even if all you want to see is like the movie memorabilia, or you have a macabre interest in serial killers.
You need to make reservations.
You need to make those reservations, and you may want to do it a few more days in advance just to be safe.
Yeah.
And I was just surprised. I was like, oh god, like how many people even go to this? Everyone goes to this.
Everyone. All the tourists.
I'm trying to think of some of the other like cool little things we can talk about before we wrap up. Rooms of stuff that I didn't expect to see. Like near the end, we have these 3 little rooms. The nautical room is one I want to see that had some stuff from the Titanic, which just as just a person who is familiar with, of course, the tragedy, it's kind of interesting to see that. And that was kind of cool.
Another room that I personally thought was really interesting because I'm not really a fan of Ghost Adventures because it's Ghost Adventures, but I do enjoy ghost hunting type shows. Is they had a room that had memorabilia and the devices created by the lady that made the first prototype spirit box, which for those that don't know, a spirit box is a radio that quickly flips through channels that supposedly the dead can speak through.
Or it's just a broken radio.
Yeah, that's why I said supposedly.
But yeah, it was interesting seeing the stuff and seeing some of the memorabilia of that
seeing
person.
the origin of it.
Rather like a Helena Blavatsky room, but hey, that's me.
That would have been way cooler, but yes.
Some things like that were kind of on the surprising side. Because when I went in, I didn't watch anyone's videos or anything about what's this whole thing.
We went into...
I went in expecting it was going to be a whole ooh, this is the serial killer room.
Completely blind, except for knowledge of the Divic box.
Yes, we knew
that
all
we knew.
And then
the Divic box not impressive.
And I knew that he had a collection of some serial killer stuff.
Yeah,
that was about.
And that's all we really knew.
The tour guides were very professional. They did their stuff right. They're very, very polite. Guided people around, and when the RIPs got to go to the little section, they was like, okay, now they're in that room. You're going to come with me to this other area, and please don't touch anything. I will be right back in a minute with the other people. And very friendly, very nice. You switch tour guides after you get to about a certain point in the tour. Where a wall opens up and it freaked out someone in our group. Not our personal group, but in our
the tour group. And as we were exiting, we saw another tour group coming through. The wall opened up, and it also got someone in that group.
So I guess that happens a lot.
Yeah, because it's not something you expect.
Again, to the negative sides, there's a lot of incense and other smells being pumped in.
It is very. It's full of pungent odors.
Some of them irritated my nose a bit.
Oh, we almost forgot this. One of the really interesting rooms was they had a room dedicated to Al Capone.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
That none of us expected, but was honestly one of my favorite rooms there.
Yeah, you can walk on his carpet.
Yeah. But even that room was very, very pungent with the smell of perfume.
Yeah, it had a perfume type smell.
So if you have a sensitive nostril or nose, be warned.
Yeah, you're wearing masks at the current time, but it still got to me a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't get sick from it or nauseous or anything like that.
But it can still make you sniffly, sneezy.
Yeah, I was just scratching my nose a little bit, and at one point I thought I was going to sneeze. So as you finish up throughout the main tour, you go to this little hallway that has a tribute to
various
old horror movies and stuff like that. So you see some stuff from the Poltergeist.
Chucky.
The Chucky doll is there.
Yeah. Child's Play.
Well, the doll's called Chucky, though.
Yeah, but it's the Child's Play film.
Yes, it's tribute to the Child's Play film, but there is a Chucky doll there.
There's multiple Chucky dolls there.
Because I'm sure they use different in different movies and what have you.
Yeah.
But so it was fun seeing a few of those little props and what have you. And it's just kind of a nice way to just kind of
also some
relax.
old fortune teller machines.
Yes, which are great. And yeah, it was nice. At the end, of course, you exit through the gift shop.
I mean, of course,
you have to. The gift shop had a weird mix of things. Yes, you could get the Haunted Museum shirt. Which,
you could get various.
Again, if you're an RIP, you get for free at the end.
And if you're a fan of Mike's Closet, he has that shirt.
He does wear it a few times. They had shirts of other things too there as well.
They also had hats and other Ghost Adventures things, as well as like Zach Baggins wrote a book apparently, because there's a book by Zach Baggins there.
Yeah, probably about his paranormal experiences.
like episodes of, you can buy like seasons of Ghost Adventures.
I didn't see those.
Yeah, you can buy seasons of Ghost Adventures
that,
there.
They had like bags of like sage and other kind of protective
and crosses and other holy symbols.
So there's a lot of stuff there. Some interesting looking like jewelry and what have you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I made the comment,
just like some different knickknacks.
I made the comment that if we came here before Christmas, we could have grabbed some presents for a few people in our family.
But unfortunately, we came after Christmas.
We came after, so yeah, what you gonna do? Overall, I'd recommend it. It's definitely an interesting experience.
It is. It is definitely interesting.
It wasn't what I expected. I very much enjoyed it for what it was, especially seeing a lot of the weird historical stuff. I love historical stuff.
There was a lot of weird historical stuff and like cool movie props. I would recommend that everyone do it at least once. More than that is debatable, because after the first time, unless you don't do the RIP tour, there's not really going to be much else to see unless a new like exhibit opens.
And I'll be honest, I don't think you need to, if you're just kind of like in that position like I was beforehand, where I was like, oh, I don't know, what's this really all going to be about?
You really don't need to do the RIP tour.
You don't have to do the RIP tour. If you go through it once and you go, oh wow, I want to see those other rooms, or I need to show my friends, or something along those lines.
Then I would recommend doing the extra money for the RIP tour if you're going to do it with friends or you're really, really invested in this.
Yeah, if we come back, we're hitting that RIP tour.
We want to go to the basement.
I know you want to check out the basement. I want to check that room with like puppets and stuff like that.
There was also a puppet room.
Though you have to get to it through crawling through a little crawl space, which I'm
won't be fun,
super cool on, but hey, I can do it. Yeah, and little things like that could be really interesting to check out. I think if I go next time, I'm going to wear my Paranormal Inc. hat, because for anyone who is from Southern California, if you ever went to Not Scary Farm, Paranormal Inc. was one of my favorite of the mazes. And yes, because they were closing out, I do have the mug and the hat. I don't have them here with me right now because I'm not at home.
But he does have the mug and the hat.
Yeah, I had to. It was just that's probably gonna be my standard like October wear
spooky review stuff.
Spooky review stuff. So I'll just wear the Paranormal Inc. hat, like a nice,
like drink out of the mug,
a black shirt, and just have the mug. So. Yeah, an interesting experience. It's kind of cool. I've been to a lot of the museums here in Vegas over the years.
As much as when you hear the term Zach Baggins, Ghost Adventures, and Waivers Before You Go, makes you think it's a scam, it's not actually that much of a scam. Still a bit of a scam, but not full scam.
Yeah, I don't know how many of the things there are like legitimately authentic. Some of the things they do have like letters that say they are, so I'll take that as taken. But some of the things, you
got to take with a grain of salt.
You got to take with a grain of salt. But if you're into paranormal stuff, even if it's just like him and
a passing interest, or you find it fascinating, but
or you're like people like us who love horror movies
and like ghost hunting and other stuff.
You're going to see the stuff. You're going to see memorabilia. You're going to see some things that tie into various famous cases and what have you. And that's pretty cool.
Generally enjoyable.
All right, thank you for watching. Please check out our description for ways to support the channel. We have a Ko-Fi wherein you can recommend me to eat food and
other things.
That for me. In addition to that, also check out the Magic Candle Company. They always have some cool stuff, and while today we didn't talk about a theme park per se,
we did not.
They do have a lot of great theme park scents. Currently at my house, the Gibson Girl themed flavor, which is called Ice Cream Parlor, I believe.
Ice Cream Parlor? Ice Cream Parlor.
It is Ice Cream Parlor. Is currently making my house smell delicious. But if you have a ride that's sentimental to you, a friend, or family, such as they have pirate water there, they have extraterrestrial forest, which was a meaningful one to me. amongst others. Check it out and use the code EAD15 for a discount on your order of some of the most magical candles you'll ever come across.
They also smell nice.
They do. And until next time, thank you for watching, and remember, eat the magic.
Really got hurt really badly.